Hello and welcome to Callum Connect Micro Podcast. Our guest today is Shelley-Ann Pieterse. Shelley is a former senior consulting leader turned executive alignment coach, helping high-performing women rethink success and build ambition without sacrificing their health or humanity.
Well, one of the biggest hurdles I think I faced as a leader was realizing that the very things that had made me successful was what also was burning me out and basically biting me. On paper, things looked great. I was reliable. I was a high performer. I was the person that could be trusted under pressure. I was the fixer, that one that always stepped in when things got messy. And I'm the one that took on more than was reasonable and made sure that the outcomes always landed. Now, the problem was that I handled pressure by absorbing it and I didn't push back. So I never slowed down, and I told myself that this is just what leadership looked like. I was the indispensable one. I was the available one, and I was the one that held it all together. Now, over time, that takes its toll. I wasn't sleeping properly, always anxious, constantly on edge. My nervous system never really switched off. And, I guess the moment that I woke up and really realized it wasn't really particularly dramatic. It was at home, and I was snapping at my family because they were making a noise while I was on a work call. And, you realize that you're draining joy from your own home in the name of performance and work. So that moment really forced me to ask myself some really honest questions and wonder and really look at what am I doing to myself here and why. So how I handled it, it wasn't really an overnight change. It started just with paying attention to what my body was telling me all along before my mind had caught up. So I stopped treating exhaustion as something that I just needed to pull through, and I started looking at it as data. I questioned that belief of mine that rest was lazy and that somehow saying no would undo credibility for me. Now, what that actually meant was setting clearer boundaries, letting go of that identity, which was a huge one, that identity as a fixer. And then I had to redefine what good leadership actually looked like for me. It was about clarity. It wasn't about reactive decisions. It was about intentional ones. Now, the biggest learning for me was that burnout doesn't look like failure. We don't realize we're burning out. We think that the bad thing is failure, but the bad thing is actually those beliefs that we form about ourselves. It's our belief that we think we are indispensable. I learned that leadership isn't about how much you can carry. It's about knowing what you actually shouldn't. So that lesson now sits at the core of how I coach today. A sustainable success isn't about doing more. It's about leading in a way that doesn't cost you your health, that doesn't cost you your relationships, and it doesn't cost you yourself.
If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to find more inspiring information about entrepreneurs around the world doing incredible things, make your way to enterprisezone.cc.